This is how you should follow up after you've done your job application. You're going to want to save this video for later. My name's Joel Algie. I've been in the recruitment space for coming up to a decade, so I'm going to give you a couple of tips on how you should reach out and follow up after the job application. There's two people you should be following up with. Number one, the recruiter is certainly worth following up with, but keeping in mind that most people are going to go this direction. The other person you should be trying to follow up with is a hiring manager or potentially people on your team. When you send a message to either party, the best thing to do is to not be overly long with your message. You want to keep it short and sweet. You also want to be specific about the role that you've applied to. So here's a sample message that you can use. I do not recommend using a template. You're going to want to make it seem natural. So I actually recommend maybe copy and pasting, but editing it to make it seem more personal. So something short and sweet like, "Hi, so-and-so. I just applied for this job," and then you link the job. "Would love to be considered for this role. I think based on my background, I'd be a good fit. Let me know what you think. Either way, I know you're busy, so no pressure. Thanks a lot, Joel." What I've done with this message is I made it specific. I've linked the position that I actually applied to. Then I've stated my interest and why I would be a fit. And the most important part in my mind is I gave them an out. I said, "I know you're busy, no pressure, no worries." This is kind of taking the pressure off them not to respond. Funnily enough, this actually prompts people to respond a lot of the time. Once you've sent that message, you're going to want to track that. Now, you could use a job tracker like Teal, which I highly recommend. If you're not using that platform, use it. Or you could just use a good old Excel spreadsheet. But you're going to want to note the date that you reached out. Then, as you're reviewing the spreadsheet a few days later, you either set yourself a reminder or you set yourself up a system, but you're going to want to follow up. And in a follow-up message, you're going to want to say, "Wanted to follow up about this job." Again, link the job so they know which job you applied for. What's the latest with this? Would love to have a chat still. Again, no pressure, know you're busy. Again, this is a really short and sweet message. It's specific, and I'm still showing that I'm wanting to be considered for the role. The caveat for all of this is if you are just spraying and praying and randomly applying for jobs that you're probably not qualified, this is not going to help you. But if you are truly qualified and a candidate that they would consider, sometimes this can get you a little bit more attention, keeping in mind that right now there's hundreds, potentially thousands of people applying for jobs. The last step is to set yourself maybe a week out. So set yourself a reminder to follow up again, and in the last follow-up message, just say, "Has there been any updates with this, again, specific job? No worries, totally get that you're busy. Thanks a lot." In my experience, most people don't follow up. So be in the minority and follow up, but use these specific short messages.